You have a roof over your head, the means to live a decent life, maybe even friends and a significant other, but you still feel miserable. You are haunted by constant anxiety, and intrusive thoughts about your plans and responsibilities keep you in constant tension. Sounds awfully familiar? Congratulations! You may have fallen into the control trap, but don't worry, there's also good news. In this video, we're going to help you understand this problem and give good, practical advice meant to allow you to enjoy life again. How control trap took over your life. In order to wrestle the problem, first things first, you need to learn as much as possible about it. So, what's the control trap? The control trap kicks in when a person wants to avoid randomness and uncertainty at any cost. Every decision must be correct, mistakes are unacceptable, and life will be spent in eternal shame in case of failure. Let's venture to assume that almost every one of you has had similar feelings at different stages of life. As a rule, all these feelings are accompanied with a desperate desire to foresee all possible force majeure events that may occur as a result of the decisions made. The main theme of the control trap lies in people believing that the more control they have over all areas of their lives, the more successful they will be. Do you already get what the problem is about? The fact is that no one can predict all the possible consequences of their decisions. The more you chase after total control, the more of this puddle of mud will swallow you up. After all, it's called a trap for a reason. More often than not, a person doesn't even realize how far he gets into it. The more we want to control, the less control we have. British philosopher Alan Watts agrees with us. Here are some examples of the control trap. In business, you've probably met bosses who tend to control all operations their company is responsible for. They do it for the best of their reasons, but the outcome turns out to be extremely negative. An approach like this limits innovation and creativity from employees, which often leads to stagnation. Now scale it to the size of a state. Say hi to the totalitarian regime. Take the example of a small business. When some boss gets a nervous breakdown and depression, then at a dictator's level, a person can turn into a real madman. The same goes for personal life. An excessive desire to control your significant other will only lead to conflicts and resentments. Ultimately, instead of a harmonious relationship, you'll get neurosis and trust problems. Here's a few more reasons why you should stop trying to control everything around you. The most logical reason that follows from the above is the risk of stress and nervous tension. Trying to control every aspect of life drains an excessive amount of energy, often leading to mental and physical health problems. Here's what the British philosopher Leon Brown says about the matter. The more you try to control something, the more it controls you. Free yourself and let things take their own course. The need for comprehensive control also limits personal development. Focusing on control blinds you to the opportunities that open up to us almost on a daily basis. New knowledge, acquaintances, or experience. Control-trapped people become more and more isolated from that. You may also notice that your level of trust in people decreases and how the level of conflicts increases. Simply put, you want to control your employees or loved ones because you doubt their competence. Very few people may like to hear that, thus you have a great basis for quarrels. Of course, you'll lose flexibility and the ability to quickly adapt to new circumstances. The control trap simply doesn't allow you to get rid of the usual pace of life, since there are many unknown things this world hides within. The unknown, which certainly needs to be controlled, while we cannot cope with what we had before. If described in other words, all that little pressure will lead to the loss of joy in life. Indeed, what's the pleasure of a warm summer day if you have to check how well the floor is washed at home and whether the goods in your store are correctly counted? Happiness comes when you stop trying to control every tiny detail and embrace the unpredictability of life. Writer Karen Samuelson seems to hint that it's time to change something. Undoubtedly, the obsession with controlling everything the world has to offer gives a unique, constant feeling, close to that of a squirrel in a wheel. No wonder why a person cannot be in such a state for a long time. Otherwise, you can get to know a large number of mental disorders. Letting go of excessive control can be difficult, but it will help you maintain health, efficiency, and the ability to enjoy life. And then let's talk about how to do it. Avoiding the control trap. Life is like a dance. Sometimes you just need to move along with the music and not control every step, states the legendary TV presenter Oprah Winfrey. You know, if such an endlessly busy person talks about the need to let things flow from time to time, then we need to learn to dance. Let's try. Here are some tricks to help you get out of the control trap. At least you'll know how to get out of this maze. The main thing you should learn to do is to accept uncertainty. The real world is unpredictable, and it's impossible to control every little thing that you deal with. Even the smartest and most successful people on the planet can't control it. In fact, they don't even try. Perhaps this is the actual secret of their success. If you don't believe me, then try to go outside in the evening and shout at the sun so that it doesn't set over the horizon, or at the river so that it starts flowing the other way. Admit that uncertainty is just a part of life. Many opportunities for learning and gaining new invaluable experience lie within this uncertainty. Take hold of your own life. See that the whole existence is celebrating. These trees are not serious. These birds are not serious. The rivers and the oceans are wild. And everywhere there is fun, everywhere there is joy and delight. Watch existence. Listen to the existence and become part of it, said the Indian thinker Osho. Instead of trying to control everything, focus on only what you can really control. You can't predict whether it will rain or when you will go for a walk, but you can bring an umbrella and not get wet. So when you catch yourself thinking that something is bothering you, stop and ask yourself the question, can I influence it? If the answer is no, ask someone to give you a good noogie. All in all, giving up total control opens the way to a diverse life. New interests, travel, acquaintances, all that will allow you to regain the ability to enjoy life. Leave some areas of your life up to chance, and very soon you'll notice how much easier it is for you to breathe. Control is a matter of the ego, and flexibility is a matter of the soul. These words of an unknown wise man perfectly emphasize the above-mentioned point. No matter how banal the next advice may sound, nothing can diminish its importance. We're talking about the need to maintain a healthy lifestyle. A healthy diet, regular physical activity, and good sleep will surely increase your resistance to stress and therefore make it easier for you to escape from the control trap. After all, living a healthy lifestyle is something you can truly control. This also includes meditation and other techniques supposed to allow us to relax and throw the excess out of our heads. Such small breaks, which will allow you to spend time with yourself every day, might help you deal with problems and clear your brain of excessive thoughts. And of course, find joy in the little things. Buying ice cream after a day at work or watching the sunset are great places to start this particular practice. Eventually, you'll learn to see the beauty in everything around you. Once you've started seeing the beauty of life, ugliness starts disappearing. If you start looking at life with joy, sadness starts disappearing, says Osho. It's important to understand that everything related to avoiding the trap of control depends primarily on your ability to be conscious, flexible, and be open-minded to new experiences. If you keep this way of thinking, you can always turn to the bright side of life. Folks, write in the comments below, have you ever fallen in the control trap? And if so, what helped you get rid of it? If you enjoyed any of these tips for dealing with the control trap, please give this video a like. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned for more.